Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're tackling something that sounds, well, wrong, doesn't it? The art of laziness.
Yeah, it definitely grabs your attention.
It does. How can being lazy possibly lead to, real productivity and success? That's the paradox we're exploring.
Right. And we're looking at sources that really push back against just being busy for busy's sake.
They demand we get ruthlessly selective about our energy, our focus.
Exactly. So our mission today, really, is to dig into this, to pull out the actual structures, the systems for accountability.
And the mindset shifts.
And the mindset shifts, definitely. The practical stuff you need to move from that chronic busyness feeling.
Oh, I know that feeling. Constant motion, zero progress.
That's the one. Moving away from that towards effort that's actually strategic. Purpose-driven.
Strategic effort over chronic motion. I like that. And the core idea here is, well, it's pretty radical from the start.
It is. The sources argue that laziness,
Yeah.
it's not some character flaw we need to beat ourselves up about.
Okay, so what is it then?
It's a signal, a wake-up call, basically. A really important one we usually ignore or misunderstand.
A signal about what?
That your effort is probably misplaced. Or maybe the task itself just doesn't mean enough to you. Or maybe your whole approach to it is, well, fundamentally broken.
So if I'm, putting off doing my taxes, it might not be that I'm just lazy about paperwork.
It could be. But strategically, the signal might be, this isn't the best use of my core skills, or I need a different system, maybe automate parts or delegate it. It forces you to stop and think.
Instead of just feeling guilty. Yeah.
It pushes you towards finding the 80-20 of it all, which we'll definitely get into more detail on later.
Right, but before we even get to optimizing, the sources are pretty intense about time, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. Brutal is a good word. Every moment you hesitate, every minute you delay, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
A lost opportunity you don't get back.
And that's where procrastination really bites. It's not usually the big dramatic flame out.
No, it's quieter, sneakier.
It's those small delays. Putting something off till tomorrow, then the next day. And suddenly months have passed.
And those dreams you had, they just sort of fade because you were always waiting for the perfect moment.
Which never comes, does it?
It's an illusion, a story we tell ourselves because we're afraid. Afraid to start, afraid to fail.
So what's the antidote if waiting is the poison?
Immediate action. Even if it's messy, even if it's imperfect, just start.
And the sources actually give a really concrete plan for this. Like right now, action.
Yep, a 3-step plan. And it's not about finishing. Notice that. It's purely about starting.
Okay, step 1.
Identify 3 things. 3 goals, 3 tasks, whatever. Things you know are important, high-value stuff.
Not just clean my desk.
Exactly. The stuff you've been genuinely putting off. Be honest with yourself.
Okay, got my 3. Step 2.
Action. Take the very first, smallest, concrete step on each of those 3. And here's the kicker. Within the next 24 hours.
24 hours. Okay. And concrete means, not just think about it?
Definitely not. It means send that first email. Write the first paragraph, even if it's bad. Sketch the first wireframe. Something tangible, visible progress.
Got it. And step 3. This connects to accountability.
Absolutely. You need to make it visible. Get it out of your head. Put a Post-it on your monitor. Tell someone, a friend, a colleague, I'm doing this first step by tomorrow.
So it becomes real, not just a vague intention. It's like you owe it to yourself or someone else.
It shifts from a wish to a commitment.
Yeah.
An active debt, as you said. But doing this, taking that first step, it requires something challenging. What the sources call radical responsibility. And this one can be tough to swallow.
Okay, let's unpack radical responsibility because it sounds intense and maybe a little uncomfortable.
It is uncomfortable. It means truly, fully accepting that your life, right now, your situation, your results, your choices, it's all on you. It's your creation.
Oof. So no blaming the economy or my boss or my family for why I haven't started that project.
That's the core of it. The sources are really direct here. Blaming external factors, it just wasted energy. It doesn't change anything. It just keeps you stuck and feeling powerless.
But isn't that a bit harsh? I mean, the sources say things like, if you're lazy, unhappy, or procrastinating, it's your fault. That sounds like it could just make people feel ashamed.
It is harsh. But think about the flip side. What's the utility of that statement?
I suppose. If it's my fault, then maybe I can fix it.
Exactly. That's the empowering part. If it's your fault, you hold the power to change it. As long as you believe something outside of you is the problem, you've given your power away. You're waiting for the world to change.
But if I accept responsibility,
Then you can change. You own the problem, so you own the solution. It's the absolute necessary first step before any real change can happen. It shifts the focus from complaining to solving.
okay, that makes sense. It's channeling energy from like overthinking or blaming straight into action.
Precisely. And once you accept that responsibility, the focus moves squarely onto execution, doing the work.
Which brings us right to the next big hurdle. Perfectionism. That trap of endless planning.
Oh, definitely. We convince ourselves that tweaking the plan is progress,
Hmm.
or waiting until everything is just right.
When really?
It's usually just procrastination in disguise. 9 times out of 10, the sources argue, the real path forward isn't neat and tidy.
It's messy.
It's messy. It's imperfect action, taken consistently.
Yeah.
The fear of making mistakes paralyzes us, but mistakes aren't the enemy.
They're necessary data points, right, for learning.
Absolutely mandatory. They're how you figure things out. It's like that George Bernard Shaw quote the sources use. Success isn't about never messing up.
It's about never making the same one a second time.
Exactly. So the aim isn't perfection. It's learning. Fast iteration.
But to learn from mistakes, you have to, actually notice them and reflect.
Which is where that habit of review comes in.
Yeah.
And it doesn't need to be some huge soul-searching session.
Right. The sources suggest something really practical, like 10 minutes every night.
10 minutes. Look back at your day. What worked, what didn't? What tiny adjustment can you make for tomorrow based on today's results?
That feels like strategic laziness again. Minimizing wasted effort tomorrow by learning from today.
It's constant course correction. Micro adjustments. That's how good intentions become reliable progress. It builds the habit.
And to protect that habit, that consistency, there's a really simple rule they mentioned.
The 2-day rule. Simple, but powerful.
Explain that one.
It basically accepts that life happens, you'll have off days, you'll miss a workout, or skip your writing time. The rule is, never let it happen 2 days in a row.
So you can mess up Monday, totally bomb it.
Fine, but Tuesday. Tuesday is a mandatory reset. Get back on track. It stops one bad day from completely derailing your momentum for the week or longer.
That's smart. It builds in resilience. Okay, so we've got responsibility, starting now. Consistency through review and the 2-day rule. How does this link back to being strategic?
It brings us to focus and efficiency. Once you're acting consistently, you need to make sure you're acting on the right things. And that means ditching the myth of multitasking.
Right. The idea that doing 5 things at once makes you more productive.
It doesn't. It just fragments your attention. Research shows it increases errors, stress, and honestly, it makes you less efficient overall. Your brain isn't designed for it.
Those cognitive switching costs. Every time you jump between tasks, your brain has to sort of reboot.
Exactly. It's a huge hidden drain on your mental energy. So the recommendation is clear. Single tasking. Focus deeply on one thing at a time.
And use structures to help with that focus, like Pomodoro.
Techniques like the Pomodoro method, yeah. Work intensely for, say, 25 minutes and take a mandatory short break. It breaks huge tasks down, makes them feel less overwhelming, and forces that focused attention.
Okay. Focus, single tasking. This all seems to be leading towards optimizing what we work on.
Precisely. Which brings us to the big one, the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule.
We've all heard of it, 80% of results from 20% of effort. But how do you actually use it? How do you find that magic 20%?
It takes analysis, conscious effort. When you look at your tasks, you have to ask, which of these, if I did them exceptionally well, would create the biggest impact? Which ones really move the needle?
So it's not just about what's urgent or easy.
Often it's the opposite. The 20% tasks are frequently the harder ones, the ones that require deep thinking, your unique skills, the ones that might solve multiple smaller problems downstream.
So my nightly review, I shouldn't just list tasks. I need to prioritize based on this 80-20 idea.
Ruthlessly. You have to actively identify and eliminate the busy work, the stuff that feels productive but doesn't actually contribute much value.
That's the core of strategic laziness again, isn't it? Trading that feeling of being busy for actual high-impact action.
That's the goal. Purpose-driven action, not just motion.
But, our ability to do that, it's not just internal motivation, is it? The sources talk about external factors, too, like who you hang out with.
Oh, hugely important. Chapter 5 really digs into your social environment, your attitudes, your ambition, even what you consider normal effort. It's massively shaped by the people around you.
So if my friends are all about, complaining about work and not really striving, that rubs off.
It absolutely does. It becomes your default setting. Fighting that constant headwind is exhausting. So the advice is pretty direct. Strategically cultivate your circle.
Meaning? Find ambitious friends.
Not just ambitious, but people who embody the values you're trying to build. Learning, discipline, positive action. It doesn't necessarily mean dropping old friends.
But it means consciously spending more time with people who pull you up, who model the behavior you want.
Exactly. Seek out mentors, peers who challenge you, communities focused on growth. Filter your inputs.
There's a great metaphor the sources use here about attracting things instead of chasing them.
Yeah, don't chase, attract. Make your own garden. Butterflies will come.
I like that. What does it mean in practice?
Stop desperately networking or chasing opportunities. Instead, focus inward. Build your skills, your discipline, your value. Cultivate your garden.
And then?
When your garden is thriving, when you've built something valuable, the right opportunities, the right people, the butterflies, they'll be drawn to you naturally.
That feels calmer, more sustainable. And it loops back to this core idea, doesn't it? That you need downtime to cultivate that garden.
Which brings us to chapter 6, rest.
Yes, the art of rest and reflection. Crucial. In our hustle culture, we see rest as weakness or time wasted.
Or a luxury you earn after you succeed.
Right. But the sources argue it's the opposite. Rest isn't the reward for productivity. It's a fundamental requirement for sustained, high-quality productivity.
So this isn't about being lazy in the traditional sense, like zoning out on social media for hours.
Not at all. That's often avoidance. This is about intentional, mindful rest, recognizing the signals your body and mind send when they need recovery, and actually honoring them.
What happens if you just push through fatigue? Keep grinding. You hit diminishing returns fast. More mistakes, lower quality thinking, burnout. Strategic rest prevents that. It allows for recovery and ensures you can perform at your peak when you are working.
And it's often during that downtime, a walk, a hobby, just letting your mind wander, that the breakthroughs happen. Like,
Absolutely. Your subconscious keeps working. You get clarity, creative insights, solutions pop up because you've given your focused mind a break. It's strategic pause, not idleness.
It's like essential maintenance for your brain.
Couldn't have said better.
Okay, so wrapping this all up for you listening, what are the big final takeaways? It seems like truly productive routines aren't just about cramming more in.
Not at all. They're built on this framework. Intense 80-20 focus when you work, solid accountability like the 2-day rule, and crucially, planned, intentional rest.
And it all starts with that self-discipline, that radical responsibility, taking ownership.
And remember, real growth, meaningful change. It only happens when you consistently nudge yourself just outside your comfort zone. That willingness to embrace discomfort, even imperfectly, that's the engine.
So for you, the listener, the things to really grab onto. First, that radical responsibility, own the problem, own the solution. Second, start now. The second best time is always today.
Don't wait for perfect.
And third, implement that 2-day rule, like today. Make it non-negotiable to protect your consistency.
Keep filtering your tasks. Is this busy work or is this truly high-value 80-20 work? That shift changes everything.
Okay, final provocative thought for you to chew on this week, based on everything we've discussed. If perpetual planning is just procrastination in a fancy hat, and real growth demands stepping into discomfort,
Good question.
what is one genuinely high-value task, you're currently overthinking, overplanning, analyzing to death instead of just starting?
Something important you're avoiding through preparation.
Exactly. What is that task? And can you commit right now to taking the first concrete, irreversible step on it within the next 48 hours? Don't just think about it. Maybe write it down. Commit to it.